have one word to describe this game tonight between the Leafs and the Jets. Wow! Like, that's old-time hockey kind of stuff out there we saw today. And I understand there's some tough hits made and you know, some dangerous hits on both ends and then some scraps at the end. I mean, it's entertainment, am I right? You know, the Leafs lost 6-3. It sucks. And it's their first regulation loss in 6 games, and they're 17-7-2. But honestly, I kind of don't care anymore. Like, it was so entertaining as much as, you know, I thought it was so much fun. It was great watching Wayne Simmons lose his mind. Because it was entertainment. Watching Kyle Clifford fight Brendan Dillon. You know, watch Jason Spezza almost take flipping Pionk's head off after he goes knee on knee with Sandin, who's probably going to be out for some time now. Like, the referees just lost total control of this game. But it was entertaining. Let's break down the game first quickly before we get to that stuff, okay? First period, Dubois scored 4:05 in. They got an early power play goal. It's 1-0 Jets. Not where the Leafs want to be on the second night of a back-to-back. And Leaf fans, let me give you this first. If I'm not mistaken, now correct me if I'm wrong, the Leafs went out on the West Coast swing, right? They played the Islanders, and then they went way out to the California swing, which is never an easy test on your body. The teams, that's one thing. Your body and your mind, your sleep schedule, everything's just all out of whack. The Leafs come back home to play one game. Then they get back on the road to Minnesota. Play a long, tough game. We all saw that last night. Then you got to travel to Winnipeg in 1 hour time difference and play in the second night of a back-to-back against Winnipeg. That schedule is nuts. So you know what? The Leafs looked terrible tonight defensively. I don't know how many 2-1-1s they allowed in the second period. But you know what? Looking at that schedule, I can't be mad. And considering they've lost one regulation game in their last 6, it is what it is. And the Leafs come back home after this game. Later in the first period, under 4 minutes to play, Michael Bunting scores to tie it, and it's a 1-1 hockey game. I'm not going to go into depth about the goals and whatnot because we know the stuff we want to talk about a little bit. We go to the second period. It's a 1-1 game. Shots and goal in the first with 13-12 in favor of Winnipeg. We go to the second period. Andrew Kopp scores a $1.51 in, and Joseph Woll. That's one you want back, man. A little squeaker. Didn't get much on it. Just right through the 5-hole. That's ugly. A $1.51 into the period, and the Jets have a 2-1 lead, and the floodgates open. Just over 3 minutes after that, Svechnikov scores a beautiful goal on a 2-on-1. It was a tough turnover. Can't fire. Tries to dump it down. It hits Brody, and there's a 2-on-1 the other way, and they score. Then Kyle Connor scores on a power play at 7:38 of the second period, and Ehlers scores at 10:45. And in the first 10 minutes of the second period, it goes from a 1-1 game to a 5-1 Jets lead. The Leafs just implode. Turnover after turnover, odd man rush after odd man rush. We didn't talk about Joseph Woll, didn't make the big save, but how many times did he have to have odd man rushes the other way? It was ugly. Then the Leafs get a 2-man advantage late in the period. Austin Matthews scores a beautiful goal. Nylander and Tavares grab assists at 14:20 of the second period. That was on the 5-on-3. And they still had the power play, and just as the power play expired, Kasha fires the puck from a terrible angle on the rush, somehow beats Hellebuck, Sandin, love him, and Justin Hall get the assist, and it's a 5-3 game just like that. And that was only a minute 26 after the Matthews goal. It's a 5-3. It's a whole new hockey game now. Shots on goal in the second period, 12-11 in favor of Winnipeg, and we head to the third period. And boy, oh boy, do we head to the third period. Because in the third, I can't remember exactly how the play happened, but Rasmus Sandin, either he had the puck or he did. Neil Pionk goes knee on knee with them. And Sandin's down. You look at the Leaf bench right as that happens. Everybody is up and just losing their mind. Whether they're yelling at the refs, whether they're yelling at their bench, whether they're yelling at Neil Pionk. I don't know who the hell they're yelling at. There's no call on the play, which is baffling to me because you think about it, right? If it was along the boards, you're okay, yeah, that's a lot of people. No, middle of the ice, right in the slot. I don't know how no one sees it. And they go down the other way, and a little bit happens, and then I don't know if it was Pionk's next shift out or whatever the case, but Jason Spezza, who was the one on the bench, if you saw the video, he was losing it at the official. And he gets on the ice. And it's unfortunate, I believe, that Neil Pionk was going down on the play. I can't, obviously we all see it in slow motion and it looks terrible. I don't know, Spezza was clear as day, like, I'm going to crunch this guy. Whether he's standing or I don't give a damn. I'm going at him. And Neil Pionk's down. Now, luckily, the hit from Spezza does hit him about here. So, as he's going down, so I believe none of the head region was hit, which is a good sign. But Spezza goes in hot and crunches Pionk. And this is where the things start to go nuts. Because there's no call there either, right? Like, this is where I'm saying the referees just lose this game. And this is already after Matthews and Dubois have a wrestling match. Or more or less, Dubois is just throwing Matthews around like a rag doll. Which, okay, I'm not really sure why. But both guys get 2 minutes. And I'm like, well, how do you establish anything when you're just like, we're not sure what to do 4-on-4? No, because then we have these two hits that don't get called. Neither of them. And then everything flies off the handle. Where you get Simmons trying to fight somebody. He gets what? I thought he got a misconduct and the 2 minutes. Then he comes out of the box and loses his mind on Josh Morrissey, who was the wrong guy, because then Logan Stanley comes in hot, 6'8" giant, right? And they go crazy. It's insane. And Stanley gives him the old tip of the cap. I'm like, this is old-time hockey. This is, as much as I'm a Leaf fan, it's just entertaining to watch. And I can't forget Kyle Clifford beating the snot out of Brendan Dillon. That was fun to watch. And this is all in a matter of what, like 10 minutes? Yeah, because the Scheifele goal happened at 8:14. Okay, so the power play goal to make it 6-3, whatever. But holy smokes, what a third period. And as a hockey fan, as growing up with the Darcy Tuckers and the Ty Domies and all that stuff, this just gave me flashbacks. And it was entertaining watching Clifford and even Richie attempting to get someone to scuffle. That didn't happen. But even the attempt of it's like, are we having more? And Simmons maybe went a little too far going after him the second time. But either way, man, gets people on their feet, on the edge of their seats. Everyone's freaking out in the stands. That's what they pay for. Entertainment. And damn right they were entertained tonight. In Winnipeg. As much as you're a Leaf fan, you're probably mad about the hit on Sandy. And I was livid. When I saw it, I'm like, you're kidding me, right? You don't call the penalty. It's a knee on knee. It's blatantly obvious. And that guy's going to be out. I hate to say it, but he's going to be out some time. The fact that he had to get helped off the ice by two guys, it's going to be some time for Rasmus Sandin. It's unfortunate there was no call. But can you imagine, Leaf fans, can you even imagine if the penalty was called there? It's a 5-3 game. You now have a power play. What if you score on that power play? Because power plays were great today for both teams. It's a 5-4 game. A 1-goal game. There would be no Spezza flying at anybody because you got the power play. You wouldn't be losing it like at the referees. So, I mean, it would have been wild. But the referees lost control of the game because they didn't make any call on Spezza or Pionk. And then all hell broke loose. It was insane. Wild. Absolutely insane. Shots on goal in the third period, but nobody cares about it. 16-12 in favor of the Jets. Shots in the game, no one cares about that either. 41-35 in favor of Winnipeg. Power plays, as I mentioned, both teams were flying. 2 for 5 were the Leafs. 3 for 5 were the Jets. And Joseph Woll, not great. I mean, we can talk about it. The opportunities he had against him were quite sizable, but you need the big-time save here and there. When your team's not playing the best, and they really weren't, you need the big-time stop. And you didn't get that. 6 goals on 41 shots for Joseph Woll. Not pretty, whatever, by Joseph Woll. Leaf fans, Jets fans, because I know you're here too, what'd you think of this game? I mean, as a pure hockey fan standpoint, I thought Paul Maurice losing his marbles on the bench and yelling at the official and turning to Sheldon Keefe and yelling at him. And Sheldon Keefe's just sitting there like, what the hell you want me to do, man? Like, Simmons, you want me to try and control that guy? Good luck with that. I thought it was crazy. I mean, I want to get all your guys' thoughts in the comments. Leafs fans and Jets fans, just go nuts. I thought it was great. You know, obviously nobody was seriously hurt other than Rasmus Sandin, and I'm hoping he's okay. But if we're talking about the extracurriculars afterwards, nobody was seriously hurt, at least from what I could tell. So it was entertaining, and especially since the Leafs lost. I'm like, you got to find something fun to look at and talk about. So there it is. Next game for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they come home, taking the Columbus Blue Jackets to Scotiabank Arena on Tuesday night as the Buds look to bounce back. They've lost a couple games in a row. Obviously, the overtime one yesterday, but they got to get that first goal. We talked about it, right? We've talked about it many times before. Scoring that first goal is so crucial. They didn't score the first goal yesterday. They didn't score the first goal today. They lost both games. They got to find a way to get on the board first. Start early. Hopefully, Mitch Marner is back in the lineup. He was obviously not in the lineup tonight and yesterday, so desperately need him back in the lineup, but obviously 100% for sure, because the Leafs need to get back in the win column and start another win streak. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game this evening, smack the like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs and even the Winnipeg Jets? Because holy smokes, what a game. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video. I already said all that stuff once. I'm just too hyped and I'm overtired. Here we go. Twitter link is down below, so follow up. Send me a DM, do all that great stuff. The Instagram page is down below as well, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition. I totally forgot when Wednesday, 7:30 against the garbage Oklahoma City Thunder that lost by 70-plus points. At Scotiabank Arena, Raptors looking for the third straight victory. You play like you did tonight against OKC, you're going to demolish them. Not by 75 or whatever it was, but by a decent margin. Got to go out there and win 3 in a row against OKC. As for the Toronto Maple Leafs, their next contest, as we talked about, is on Tuesday night as they come home to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets, looking to get back into the win column. That video will be uploaded the next day. If you're still watching this video, I appreciate it, but that video will be uploaded the next day. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.